You are untouchable. I want to tell you that you're untouchable, Ati. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Coco Batabruni Fremashus, the only queen in Kumasi Kwada. So today we are going to talk about what are your expectations in life, your expectation in marriage, and your expectation in relationship. All right, so before, I just want to say thank you for joining me. If you want to be my guest, you can say I want to be your guest and I'll add you to the video. All right, so before you go to relationship, let's start with the relationship first. All right, so there must be some expectation that you're expecting from that woman or that man. So what if your expectation doesn't meet what you thought it was? Would you stay in a marriage, or would you stay in that relationship, or you get out? All right, so what are your expectations when you went to marry? Did you went to marry because your age mates were getting married and you feel like you've been left out and you want to get married? So that with that expectation, do you think that the marriage will hold? Did you marry the man you love, or did you marry someone who just came in your way? Or the one you wanted to marry was not ready, so you just marry anybody for the sake of marriage because your mates are getting married. Okay, so, and when you went to the marriage, what was your expectation? Were you expecting the man to provide everything for you? Were you expecting him to be what? The lion, or what? What was your expectation? This is what I've come to realize, that we have higher expectation when it comes to marriage and when it comes to relationship in life. Now let's break it down. Let me take life for instance. In my life, when I started working at the age of 13, where I was going to school at the same time, because I have high expectation that there's certain level in life that I want to reach. There's certain level in life that I want to be. There's certain place I want to be. So at the age of 13, I have my life planned ahead of me. I know what time I want to get married, where I want to be, where I want to have my children, where I want to live, and everything. Okay, now that was my expectation. What was your expectation? Did you meet your expectation or you didn't? For me to meet my expectation, I started working at the age of 13. Yes, I was going to school at the same time and also trying to achieve my goal. I was born in a compound house when I say compound house, it's like apartment. Back then we used to call it compound house because it's full of a whole bunch of people with one bedroom. That is where I was born. For my expectation, I said to myself that I'm not going to live in one bedroom house with the man I was married. What my expectation was, what my parents going to stay in that house for the rest of their life with about how many rooms? First floor has about 8 rooms. Second floor has about 8, and the third floor, we were in the third floor, so the third floor 8. So 8 times 3, what are we talking about? We live in the same house. Not like they are single, they are all married couple with family. Some of them have 6, 7, 8, 9. I remember there was this woman that we call her, she have 10 children. Okay, so imagine you are living in one bedroom apartment with your husband and 10 children, the same room. How is life? What was your expectation? Are you going to stay in that house and get married in that one bedroom that your parents rent, or you have expectation of making life? For me, for instance, what I did was I figured that the only way that I can make life, the only way that I can change my destiny, only way I can distance myself from the poverty or from one bedroom apartment or from where I was born is to get a job. So I spoke to my dad and I said, Dad, I want a job. My dad was, you are only 13. Who's gonna hire you? At that time I was big, and as age of 13, you can't even tell I was 13. You may think that I'm 18 or something because I was growing up quick and everything, and I was mature minded though. So I keep on bothering my dad as I need a job. So one day there was a man passing by, and my dad that man was into political party and all that. So my dad was, oh, this is the man that we need to go and see him and see if they can give you some job or whatever, because I just can't deal with you. You're too much. At the age of 13, you have elder sisters ahead of you. They are not even thinking about moving out because they are still teenagers. And at the age of 13, what you're thinking about is too beyond me. Okay, it's beyond me. So I said, then get me a job. I'll go to school and I'll still work at the same time. But that is my motive. That is me. Okay, what are your expectations? What did you have as a child? What was your expectation as a child? So what I did was I got a job, going to school at the same time. At the age of 16, I was working 2 jobs. Yes, at the age of 16, I was working 2 jobs. I worked this job and I'll have another job. Okay, that is how my life started for me, because that was my expectation. The only way I can move my parents from that apartment or compound house is for me to able to set some foot, or for something to need to be happen. Because looking at my parents, I didn't see anything coming. I didn't see any future. I didn't see that things may happen if I don't move. So at the age of 16, I moved out of, I think I was 15 or something, 15 or 16. I moved out of the house and trying to hustle, and also working 2 jobs and going to school at the same time. With that, I was able to acquire some place for my parents to stay. I moved them from that the compound house to some place now that they call it flat or something, or some small house that they can live in comfortably. That makes me really happy. That makes me fulfilled. But that wasn't my expectation. My expectation was able to build them a home, to call them their home, a home that there will be no argument. What I saw as a child was, because it's a compound house, and people doesn't know how to compromise, and people doesn't know how to maybe communication wasn't working back then. Back then I was young, but now when I think about it, it's compromise and also communication and common sense. Because what I see was people were always fighting, even when they at that time there was no washing machine and dryer that we are using now. You just throw your clothes in the washing machine and it's done. My time wasn't like that. You have to squeeze everything by hands and squeeze it and put it in a line and all that. Okay, that was how life was for me when I was growing up. So what I saw was people doesn't know how to compromise or communication. So some people will put their clothes in the line, and other person will be like, oh, if the clothes is dry, let me push it aside, let me put my wet one so that it will dry. So with that caused chaos. It will cause a fight, misunderstanding, and what I heard was people yelling and always argument and everything, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand that at tender age. I will sit down in my quiet zone and I'll be thinking about, am I going to leave this house, or am I going to stay in this house till I get married, or what? Because I just can't stand the arguments and the fight, and especially on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, nobody goes to market and nobody goes to work. The house is full of people and it's too loud. People are panicking. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you my expectation in life, so that I can bring yours down, so that you can reach your expectation, or you can limit your expectation. All right, so too much noise and everything, and I always like, I'm going to. And my grandparents were in I was born in Kwadasu, and my grandparents was in the Soyeboa. So I walked from Kwadasu to Soyeboa just to my grandparents' place. They have their own house, so it was nice and quiet. So I'll just go there, just visit my grandparents, which is my dad's side of the family, and I feel comfortable there. My aunties were very nice, lovely people. I go there and I can do whatever, have a quiet time. That was me. So with that, I was able to move my parents from that compound house or the apartment to a nice place. And thank God now they have their own home to live. You see, that is expectation. What was your expectation when you were in a relationship? You need to make sure you have a job. When you have a job, you are less independent. Okay, you are more independent, and you are less to depend on him. With that, it make relationships solid. Okay, if you don't have a job as a lady, as a girl, and you want to be in a relationship, let me tell you something. Okay, the man will love you. They may love you now, but your demands and requesting and always wanted will also make them change their mind. You hear me? Yes. It will make them change their mind, because they're expecting you to get something little. Something little need to come from you to make a living. Okay, so whenever I see young girls running around, roaming around, and I said, why don't you get a job? You know, you can get a job, you can start something, you can start hawking, you can start your own business, you can be your own entrepreneur with a little money. And they were like, oh, I'm going to get married. When you get married, that is not it. That is just the beginning of life. And because if you don't provide anything, you expect the man to bring everything home, you don't have a job, you don't have income, you don't have any salary, I'm telling you, your chance of surviving that marriage is very slim. It's very slim. Men doesn't want to be bothered. They don't want to be requesting all the time. They will give it to you when they have to give it to you, but you also need to bring something to the table to make the marriage work. So what was your expectation? My expectation was, I won't get married to just that. I want a man with a future. Did you just get married to someone who will just happen ready to get married, just want to get married, and you want to get married, you get married? No, marry your best friend. Marry somebody that you love, somebody that you are enjoying being with, sharing the same bed with. That is what marriage works. Because when things are boring, let me tell you, marriage is not fun all the time. Relationships are not fun all the time. It's fun beginning. It is fun on the beginning when you guys started, but after some time, everything changed, started slowing down. You know, the communication is not how it used to be. There's nothing funny about whatever is going on, because we all want something, all right? But because you love the person, because you want to be with the person, because it's the man or the woman of your dream, you hold on to it. That is what is called loyalty in relationship, because you want to spend the rest of your life with that man or that woman. Okay, what are your expectations? Did you went to in that relationship because you don't have a job and that guy can provide you, give you chop money, or give you a housekeep all the time, or he buys you fried rice and indomie all the time? My question is, you went to that relationship in expect of to feed your tummy, but you didn't think about the shelter, you didn't think about your future, you didn't think about what does life has for you and what it will bring to you in the near future. Regardless if you get pregnant, my question is that man ready to take responsibility? Reason why we have a lot of single mothers out there and single men out there, because they went to relationship with a totally different mindset. They went to relationship with different mindsets, and because of that, it didn't work, because it wasn't based on love. It was based on too much expectation. What was your expectation when you went to that relationship? You went to the relationship because the man is 6 feet tall, or he has a good job, he works in a bank, he has air conditioning, he has a beautiful skin. Or you went to relationship because, oh, this man is from the present family. With that, something will come out of it, or I can brag about being married to some of the present family, or whatever, or the king's family, or this powerful people family. You see, the expectation that we went in marriage is totally different. You need to get to know the person you are getting involved with, the person you want to marry, the person you want to mingle with. The question is, when you go in a relationship with relationship or marriage, you need to think about you're spending the rest of your life together. Having that mindset will also lead you forever and ever marriage, without going back, without getting divorced, without cheating, because your mindset is, this is the man I want, this is the woman I want, this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. Regardless of whether the person is paralyzed, or the person can falloose or they can't falloose, or the person this or that. That's the man you want to spend, or that's the woman you want to spend your rest of your life with. Now let me tell you, financials or working and bringing something to the table is also hold relationship. Okay, let's say the man make 5,000 Ghana cedis, and as a woman you make also 5,000, or you make 3,000. End of the day, let's say you make 3,000 and your husband make 5,000. End of the day or end of the month, you guys total, you make 8,000. That's why I always tell women, you know what? Before you think about divorce, think about your salary. Think about your loneliness. There are so many single moms out there that who wish there's a man, they have a man in their life, but they don't. Okay, and it's not easy being single. It is not. For me, I always say that my husband is the best person to gossip with. You can tell me anything and he doesn't remember. because he's my companion. He's somebody that you can trust. He's somebody that you dine with, you sleep with, everything. He's somebody that you can talk to. Okay? If anybody will be there for you, it's not like your husband or the man you love or the woman you love. Okay, they will be there for you. Friends will always hold you up. How many friends have you seen them fighting in the social media? Tell me. Every single day, people are fighting, all because they were friends and they are no more friends, and the friendship broke up. And guess what? All your secret is going to come up. Okay, recently, before I go back to the expectation, recently there was this lady that who has a very good friend. They've been friends for ages and all that, but the problem is the husband has a low sperm count, so the husband couldn't provide baby. They did everything, IVU and everything that they tried, but it wasn't working because of his low sperm count. So these two ladies form like, oh, why don't you try somebody, and get pregnant for your husband and all that here and there. And she's still so low. Instead of discussing with the husband, she did it. And what? Went out Kona with her best friend and did whatever they decided to do. Well, after some time, the friendship has broke up, and the lady has been tormented and brainwashed and everything because her friend can anytime soon, she can come in and say, hey man, these children, thank you very much, Romania Yabua, this child doesn't belong to you. She's so heartbroken, and she keep on calling me and talking and say, you know what? The best thing you can do is tell your husband the truth before the devil comes in. What are your expectations in life, relationship, and also in your marriage? You went to marriage. Let me take marriage for instance, because relationship can go by anytime, but marriage is supposed to be last for the rest of your life. Okay, now you went to marriage. Number one, you think that he is going to at this century, things have changed. Growing up, my dad used to put money on the table every single day. Okay, for my mom, so that my mom would give us some to go to school, and also use some to cook for dinner, okay, or for lunch and dinner whenever we come home. So there is always food in the table. Do you know that at this century, things have changed? Men don't give money every day. They can also divide the money into week, like they give you weekly. Okay, if you're married, they can give you the money in bulk in a week, and it's up to you, a wife, a woman, to manage it to make sure it works. Okay, or the money lasts for the whole week. If your money doesn't last for the whole week, it is your responsibility to add something to it to make a home. That is why it's very, very important to get a job, to have your own income before you get into that relationship, before you get into marriage, because you don't have any income. If you don't have any income, let's say, let's take this for instance, okay? The man has, he make 400 Ghana cedis, and he gives you 80 Ghana cedis. When he gives you 80 Ghana cedis a week, he makes 400 Ghana, and he gives you 80 Ghana cedis a week. All right. So 80 times 4. That means every week he gives you 80 and keep 20 Ghana to himself. Now, that 20 Ghana cedis, that 20 may be some of his gas. He can use it to buy petrol or gas, or that will be something that he can use to buy snack or something at work. Okay. So for the 80 Ghana cedis, if you don't have children, maybe that money may be enough for you for today, but it will not be enough for you forever. Okay, so if he gives you 80 Ghana cedis and he makes 400 Ghana cedis, he is left with 20 Ghana cedis. So end of the month, this man is left with only 80 Ghana cedis, and majority of the money, or the rest of the money, is for the housekeep at home. Now, let's say you also use 20 Ghana cedis every day. That means that 80 Ghana cedis can last for only 4 days. Your responsibility as a woman, as a lady, is for the rest of the 3 days, you're supposed to add 60 Ghana to it to make a living. That is how life and relationship is. It's not gimme, want. The reason why your relationship in your marriage is not working because you always want and he doesn't have. Do you want him to go and kill? Or you want him to go and rob the bank? Is that how you want it? How you expect him to get the money? Reason why some men are pushed to do certain things that they are not supposed to be doing. Some men are having marital affairs because those are maybe the one they are having an affair with is going to. Big shout out to my boss Jane Louise. Like I said, you can also listen to me at CongoLife11.com. That man is having an affair with what they call it, sugar mommy. The reason why he's having, thank you, my daughter, Mata Frimpong, thank you very much for joining me. The reason why he's having an affair with that sugar mommy, because his wife wants 140 Ghana cedis every single month, and he can provide you with only 80 Ghana cedis. So, with that, with extra 60 Ghana cedis, he has to have an affair with that sugar mommy so that the sugar mommy can also provide the extra 60 Ghana to make a peaceful home. And why is it that? Why? What happened to your salary as a woman? What happened to your income as a wife? What happened to your money that you are making every month as a mother in a house? Why must he always bring all his money to the table, not keeping any to himself? Do you know the stress and the trauma that it causes men? Reason why some men are dying young. Very soon, I'm going to talk about it. Okay? Our expectation is, oh, he's rich, he has a big house and everything. Now, let me tell you, I have super rich people. I have super rich friends. Sometimes they don't even have one cedi in their pockets. And but when you see them, they have Gucci this, Louis Vuitton that, they have this. The reason why I don't wear designer, because I feel like I'm giving my money to someone, making the person rich. Why I can buy this cheap and wear it? Yes, it's beautiful and it's quality. Learn how to save as a wife and stop having expectation of he will bring money. So let me tell you, regardless, if your husband is sick and he cannot go to work, do you know where the money is going to come from? You guys will come back to square zero. Yeah. Let's say he's sick. Maybe he's suffering from stroke or maybe diabetes or something that requires him to stay home for a long time. How are you guys going to cope? Are you going to go and rob the bank? Akwesi, thank you for joining me. Are you going to go and rob the bank? Or what are you going to do if he doesn't have any income? Learn how to save money. Learn how to make your own money. And stop having this expectation that he has to give you everything 100%. He doesn't have it. Okay? They don't have it. Sometimes it's hard for them to provide. Sometimes they also have family. Have you forgotten that when you get married to them, there was some family who came to marry you, and with that family, these people are supposed to be also taken care of. Okay, regardless if their mom and dad is alive, it is your job. Thank you, Romena Yaboa. You are absolutely, I hear this all the time. Never trust anyone, but trust your husband. The man in your life or your wife will always get your back, regardless of whatever is going on in your life. Now, so if the man is sick at home and he cannot work, what happened to your income? Reason why women need to have their own income. Okay, that is your job to provide it. That is also your responsibility to make sure your home is kept. What happens if you earn money more than your husband, or if you earn less than him? There's certain things that as a woman you can do to make your home than you always want him to do it. Buy a bag of rice, a box of sardine and geisha, tomatoes and everything. When you get your salary, buy those things in bulk and keep it in your pantry. Do you know that if you buy all these things in a house, if you have rice, you have salt, you have sugar, you have this, you have that at home, and the month gives you some end keep, do you know that with a little money, you can even provide dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 course of meals every single day? Do you know that? So enough of this expectation that he have to give me that, he have to give you that, he have to make this. Now, what were your expectation to get married? What was your expectation getting that into that relationship? Did you think that getting married or being in relationships, you're going to be the most happiest person in this world? No. Being in a relationship is facing the reality, and so don't being married is facing the real reality of life. Okay, it's fun when you guys are flirting and talking and everything because you guys want to get to know each other, but after that you put that drama aside and make it work, because it starts from relationship before it get to marriage. So enough of this expectation that a man's supposed to make you happy all the time. Meanwhile, nobody holds the key to your happiness. You do. I don't hold the key to my husband's happiness. He does. But it's up to me to make sure that he's comfortable and happy as a man. If you're living with a man and he's not happy, you have to ask yourself, am I making him happy? Or why is he not happy? Why is it this? Why is it that? That is the question mark. That is your job to find out why my husband is not happy. Why my wife is not happy. What is going on? Wait, sit down and talk. Communication in relationship. That's right. That's right. So, yeah. Let's say you went to married and you were married to one bedroom and you want to build a home with your husband. It is up to you as a woman to make your husband to be on top, to push him to top. Women, we have the power and we have ability to push things, to make things happen if you put your head to it. Okay, so you got married, you were living in an apartment or you were living in a rented flat. If you want a home, if you want a house, don't expect the man to go to the bank and rob it and build you a house. It is your responsibility to help your husband to build a home so that you can say it is our home, not his home. Okay? Enough of these gold diggers. No, you can't be a gold digger. You need to build your own home. Be proud of it. Sit him down and say, hey man, I don't want to live in an apartment for the rest of my life. I remember when I got married, I said, we were given a government bungalow. And I said, I don't want to live in a government bungalow. I want our own house. Yes, because if you live in a government bungalow, you are going to be comfortable so much that you don't even think about it. So I said, you know what? We are fine where we live. The government bungalow, we can give it to somebody else to rent it, but we are not going to live in. Because if we live here under someone's roof, that will enforce us, that will give us the power, that will motivate us to build a home. And that's exactly what we did. And that's how it's exactly supposed to be. Don't be too comfortable in life where you haven't reached your goal. Okay? You must have a goal, but not higher expectation where you know that your education or your salary can never get there. That brings stress and also everything. It just puts you down because you can never reach there. But you know that instead of having a list from A to Z, you can have a list from A to E where you can reach it. And when you reach that destination, you can add more to it. That is life and expectation. Okay, being a woman doesn't make us less. Being a woman is we're supposed to be their companion. We're supposed to support them. We're supposed to push them to the top. Like I was saying, if you want your husband to build a home, it's up to you and how you save the money. The money that he's been giving to you, because you also make your own money, you also make a salary, you also have a salary, just like your husband does. If your husband decided, there are so many women, the husband decided, I'm taking care of everything in the house, all that I want you to do, you provide for the kids and all that. Once you're doing so, make sure you save money, okay? I can bet you £1,000 that if you call your husband or you tell your husband, hey darling, I saw this land in that road, they are selling those land, and you know that the land costs about, let's say about £1,000 or £2,000, and guess what? Let's put it this way: the land is cost about £1,000. I'm just doing this for example, okay? And you tell your husband that I have about £800. And man, I want us to live in our own home. My dear, try and bring that 20,000 to 2,000 or 200 pounds so that it can make it to 1,000. Then we can buy that land and start building our own home. Do you know what your husband will think about you? He'll be like, oh my God, how lucky I am. Oh my God, I'm married to a woman who built a home. Oh my goodness, she's a home builder. She has this, wow. Oh God, I marry well. From that day, your life is about to change. And God help you if you bring that 200 pounds and you two buy the house and sign the document and put your name on it. Now, to make him to challenge him more, you have to start the foundation. Get us some money and start the foundation. And said, hey, I'm starting building. You better bring it and build it. We have to build our own home. And little by little, you two are going to have your home. That is what we call expectation. Okay? That is what we call expectation, because you work for it. You don't sit down and expect the man to build a home by himself. You know, there's a lot of well, what you said, what about you said what about we ladies in Europe thinking of, well, I have my right to, well, men and all that. Well, that is the mistake that the people in the ladies in Europe are making. And it's not only Europe as such. The people, African people in abroad, they are all making this mistake that I have a right, I have a right. Many years ago, I saw this beautiful couple. They are beautiful. They have made outfit. They have beautiful family and everything. You know what? You know what the lady did to break the home? Because of child support, she decided to get a divorce, get out of the house and make money, because the child support is going to give her more money than staying married. Really? Like, seriously? Does it really make sense to divorce your husband because of child support? It doesn't make sense. What if that person, if your husband died, regardless, I'm just saying, what if that person doesn't stop working? How are you going to make it? Yes. So there are my people in abroad, especially African women that in abroad, that you guys are not being humble to your husbands, humble to your boyfriends, so that you will get to marriage and all that, thinking that you have your rights. Your right will always carry in your head, but it will not lead you into successful life. A time will come that you are going to regret your right. At that time, your right is still there, but it doesn't work for you. A time will come that you're going to regret the fact that you didn't humble yourself for that man to get married to you. A time will come, you're going to regret the fact that you were not humble to him so that he will marry you and make you a home. Now, let me tell you, I always tell people, marriage is not achievement, okay? Marriage is a pleasure. But when you have a man in your life, you have peace of mind. You have peace of mind. You have somebody to eat with, somebody that you can talk to. Like, for instance, myself. Hey, Mila Efo, thank you, my queen. Thank you very much for joining us. Like, for instance, myself, I have my children are grown up. They are teenagers. Very soon, those children are going to head to college. When they go to college, back to square one. Back to square that didn't have any children. Back to square that there was no children, that it was just you and him. Now, if the children goes to college and you're by yourself, what are you going to do? That's the question you need to think about. Now, let me tell you something, you women out there. Age is not on your side. Age is not on your side. At certain time of age and certain time of levels, it's very hard to get a man in your life. You can get somebody who will come and fuck you or do things with you, mess up with you, but you will not get someone who's going to stay with you, marry you, and be together. Your chance of getting a man to stay with you, make commitments, it's very slim. So why don't you humble yourself to make it a home? Why don't you humble yourself to make that relationship work? Sometimes I can tell you about 85 relationship that doesn't work is us women, because our expectation in that relationship was beyond us. You saw a man with a car. You saw a man. God bless you too, my dear sister. You saw a man with a car. You saw the man living in a big mansion. Well, that was it. That makes you fall in love with the man. That is very wrong, to fall in love with someone just like that. You fall in love with his big car or his flashy lifestyle, but you don't really know if he's a homie, if he's somebody who is ready to settle down, if he's somebody who is ready to be married. There's some men who doesn't want to get married. Yeah, they just want a woman in their life. The same goes to some women. Some women prefer a long-term relationship, but they don't want a commitment of being married. That is up to them. But did you take time to know that whether this man is somebody that I want to spend the rest of my life with, or this man wants to get married? There's some men that don't want to get married. So when you see him with a big mansion, with his flashy lifestyle, dressing expensive, designer wear and everything, And because of that, you fall in love with him thinking that it's going to work. Well, he may be a womanizer. If he's not a womanizer, he's somebody who doesn't like to be bothered. There are some women out there, some people who are living in marriage and they feel like they want out, but they cannot get out because of what people will say. Because they have this high expectation that they went in because the man is rich, he's already making, and life is going to be comfortable. Hell no. Life doesn't come comfortably if you do not invest in it, if you do not put something to it, if you do not provide it, or if you don't have your own income. Okay, if you don't have something to add it to the table, don't expect him to always give you everything. He may be rich and everything, but let me tell you, you may be married to a rich man who has everything, but yet he's not going to give you everything. He will give you something, maybe weekly, monthly, here and there. It's up to you to make it work. Okay, that is why some people think that, oh, this person is so rich, but their relationship didn't work, their marriage didn't work, their relationship didn't last. Do you know why? Because being rich doesn't make you a successful marriage. Being rich is not going to guarantee you a successful relationship. It's about who you are and what your expectation is. So if you went in with a good expectation, expecting that something good will happen, it's up to you to work on it. I always say, when I was growing up, and then my grandparents, both my dad's side and my dad's side and my mom's side, I was very close to my dad's family, and everybody knows it. I mean, I know my sisters, everybody's watching. And my dad family, I was very close to my dad's family because I look like my dad's family. Okay, no offense to my mom's side. All right, so what I saw is that I remember I broke one of my grandma is my dad's mother, okay? I broke one of her glass. So when the glass was cracked, if the other part fell off. And you know what my grandmother did? She used glue, or at that time we call it super glue. Thank you for watching me, Your Majesty Rokoto. Thank you very much, Daddy. And my grandmother used glue. Yes, the YouTube account is Frema Shows. Thank you very much, my dear. So my grandmother used a glue and glued the glass. Okay, and we didn't throw it away. We keep on washing it, reuse it, washing it and reuse it until the glass was really scratchy and blah, 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 we have to throw it away. At this century, if a glass is broke, they just put it in the trash. They don't fix it. It tells you what? It tells you that this generation doesn't know how to fix anything. They inherit to move on and to live their life. So what was your expectation? Your expectation was, I'm going to marry because I want to get married and everybody's getting married and that's it. Your expectation was you are going to get married because you have never been happy in your life. Your life is so miserable. So your expectation is when you get to marry, you're going to be happy for the rest of your life. Who guarantee you that, and what makes you think that? This is life we are living in. You make me happy, I make you happy. And overall, make yourself happy. That is how life is. You want a job. You think that getting married will guarantee you a job. Now, let me tell you, there's some women who have been pushed in aside because they want to go back to school. But the problem is you should be in school before getting married so you can further your education. But the problem is you made a mistake getting married and you're expecting the man to further your education. About your chance of going back to school or being educated is very slim, because when you get married, maybe his expectation is have a family, stay home, raise the kids. After the kids are grown up, maybe you can do some business. Okay, so if you want to achieve something, like I said, make it happen. Stop working towards to it. You want to buy a car, you need to save your money. You want to build a home, you need to buy a land. You cannot say I'm saving money to buy a completed house that is already built. Rome wasn't built in one day, and it doesn't happen that way. And that's not how life is. If you want to feel your sweat, you must work towards it. You must work towards it. You must able to put something, you must able to save and then put some effort to it. That is how you make it in life. Okay, but you cannot expect the man getting married and have this more expectation of, oh, when I get married, I want to have my kids in abroad. If you get married, you want to have your kids in abroad. You must able to visit abroad and come back knowing that you have 5 years visa, or you have a visa that can take you to have your kids in abroad. That is why we do it. That's what I did it. That is what you want to, if you want to do it, you do it that way. You don't just say, I want to have my kids in abroad. You don't have a visa. You don't even have a passport. How is that possible? You work towards the life you want. You cannot just have a life in the full of glass. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. Antonia Makwasakode, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you everyone for joining me. My name is Prema Schultz. It doesn't happen that way. Okay, life is full of surprises. Okay, if you see your mates, let's say we all went to school together. Now, being in a school together doesn't mean that we're all going to be rising together. Life goes like this. It's like making a buffet or something. Some people will rise quick. Some people get there gradually. Now, let me tell you, being in the same class doesn't mean that if I buy a car, you have to buy a car too. My expectation, my effort is not what you're doing. I'm putting more to my life. I'm trying to make achievement, and you have to do the same thing too. So if you went to relationship in marriage thinking that you're going to be successful, thinking that you're going to be you're going to have it all, you're going to have a good job, car, money, house, everything happen, life, happiness, everything, you need to make it happen. Okay, you need to make it happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. You will never achieve your goal. You need to save money. Whenever I see young girls and they call themselves slave queens and everything, I just laugh. If I were you, I built a house when I was a teenager. So I'm expecting you to build a house when you were a teenager and stop slaying. What do you gain by spending all your money when you are buying clothes, buying new clothes, everything every day? Let me tell you, I have this shirt for about 3 years, and I still recycle it. Yes, because life is not about the different clothes you wear. It's not about a flashy lifestyle. It's not about changing your clothes. It's not about the designer wear. It's about what you make. It's about your achievement. Now, let me tell you, before you know, your retirement is coming. And my question is, have you invested enough? If you cannot go to work today, what are your investments? Have you invested? How much are you going to get when you are in a retirement, when you are home? How much? And you and your husband, that's what I always say, 2 are better than 1. Don't get me wrong. I always say this on the radio, that I can bet you that 2 are better than 1. If we have invested enough and put some money away for our retirement, and let's say our kids are grown up, like I told you, my kids are teenagers, okay? Very soon they're gonna head to college. If I put, let's say my retirement, I'm going to make let's say 50 Ghana every month, and my husband, maybe he was making more than I'm making, and he's going to make, let's say 100, or he's also going to make exactly 50 Ghana every month. Do you know that both of us is going to make 100 Ghana a month, and that money can take care of us instead of depending on our children? Hello, am I communicating with someone? Good expectation. You need to have good expectation, not stressing yourself to reach your expectation, but limit your expectation and have good expectation. Make it achievement and achieve it and be proud of it. Okay? Married, like I said, married doesn't guarantee you with the happiness, and so the relationship. But life is full of surprises. You can go up and you can go down, and you can rise up, you can go down at any time. But are you saving? Are you too putting money away? Are you trying to make a life, or it's your money? So I mean, women always say that. They always say, "Oh, I'm making this much, so I'm making 50,000 a month, so it is my money. He's making this a month. It's our money. Okay, so you have money. If I have money, it's my money. But if your husband has money, it's our money. What was our problem?" But yet we expect the man to achieve so much, and we are not supporting them. So if you don't support the man and you expect him to achieve it, how is he going to achieve it? But do you know that with his 50 Ghana cedis that he's making every month, and with your 50 Ghana cedis you're making every month, you guys can decide, hey, let's put that 50 Ghana cedis aside, or let's put 25 Ghana cedis aside, and let's spend this 75 so that we can make life, or we can build a home, or we can do something. Do you know that with 2 of you, you can get things done and achieve your goals? Instead of having this expectation that the man's supposed to build me a house, the man's supposed to buy me a car, the man's supposed to do this. What's your problem? If you see a brand new car that you want, you go and get it because you also have income. When I want a car, I have to go and get it because I also have an income. I don't have to wait and say, hey, you have to buy me a car, you have to buy me a car. If you don't buy me a car, there's a war and everything. It shouldn't be that way. Marriage is not a battlefield. Marriage is not about competition. Marriage is not about expectation. It's about compromise, okay? And loyalty, communication to make it work. If you're going to sit down and expect the man to do everything for you and you expect him to achieve so much, I'm sorry, you are not going to achieve that much because you are not helping him. You need to help. Your money, his money, our money. That is how it works. Am I communicating? So it's about time we stop this high expectation and make things happen. We want to achieve so much in life. You want to stop renting apartments. You want to live in a home. Well, the ball is on your court. What do you have to do? Make it happen. Okay? Change your mindset. Change things around you and save some money or put things together so that you guys can make a home. You guys can make things happen. Don't jealous what people have. Okay? Like being in the same classroom doesn't mean that you guys are in the same age group. Some people were older than other people, but because we are in the same classroom, but that doesn't mean that if you're older, it means that you're going to achieve higher than the one who was younger. It doesn't happen that way. Life is full of surprises. Things can change at any time. Make it happen. Lower your expectation. Okay? So that you can build a better home. Let me take a small tea break and I'll be back. Let me review my notes. I'll be right back.
Good music. Your friend got your dice.
Frema vision, what you got for me? Frema soul, Frema munching my word. Frema soul, Frema soul, Frema find pass and the shabby ammo. Frema soul, Frema is the better guess I know. Sissy, finest girl, 1 in a million. Oh, she be the finest sissy, finest girl, she conquer billions. Oh,
anytime me see,
she's a girl me see, I send you from Jam. She don't come unless yours make my day. She's too fine past Gaga. She touch everywhere too bad. And the cock boom make me mad. I finish it, you know me lie. Oh, this girl go kill me shy. Shady, don't make me shiver. Shady.
I do want to say a very big thank you to everyone who was able to join me today. Don't go nowhere. We're going to finish our topic. And before I leave, I'll say bye-bye to you. So don't go nowhere.
Shady, no, you don't make me shiver. Play my show. Play my vision, what you got for me? Play my show.
Free my don't change my word.
Play my show. Play my fight back and show you how to play my show. Play my easy, but guess I'm more. Who know when I'm a young shade, I'm a young friend, so much to the key. What not yet?
Thank you. Whilst I'm taking the tea break, I'm also reading all your comments. So don't think that your comment has been ignored. I'm watching all of them.
Yeah, but many have more for penny. Wait till you feel yes.
Now, me share that ball.
The
whole time, dear, oh, God, dear, that's right. Brandon was
the hottest girl in the world. I like her. Play my show. Feel my vision, what you got for me? Play my show.
Frema don't change my word.
Play my show. Play my fight pass and the show me how much. Play my show. Play my listen, but it does I know. And them that she not the action. And them told me and kick him. Electricity was shocking. Oh, been mentioned you no great comment. Wanted a whole flat shit. Met me one say was shop for me. Step your best here what up for me. See me give me one more to me come.
Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Frema Shows, the only queen in Kumasi Kwada. So you know the name, right? That's right. Yeah. All right, it's sunny right now, so the sun is blinding on my face. Yes, I can see that. All right, so your expectation, we talk about what are your expectation in marriage, relationship, and life. And like I said earlier on, if you have a life and you want to achieve something, you need to work towards it. And also, you need to connect with the right people. That's the thing. I remember when I wanted a job. What I did was I connect with right people. When I wanted to travel to abroad, I connect to right people. When I want things, I connect to right people. And that's what I always do. If you want something to be done, you need to connect with the right people. Push it. Go in, dig, find out, where can I get this? Where can I get a job? Where can I do this? Where can I do that? That's how it is. And with that, you can make it. And when you get a job, don't make it like a flashy lifestyle. Don't buy clothes. Don't make your money. Don't misuse your money. Save your money. The first thing you should ever do is buy a land and start making a home. That is the most important thing. As a young man, a young woman, if you want to make a living, I always tell the young girls and women who look up to me, I always tell them that you must be able to beat me. I built when I was a teenager. Yes, so you must be able to build at certain age. You cannot. Do you know something? What is so fine, and what if you have your own home before getting married as a woman? Don't you think that a man will respect you and love you enough of I'm going to my husband's home and make it your home? Okay, I've seen a lot of beautiful young ladies that I also helped them build a home. Those who went to Kuwait and abroad and everything, I told them, hey, bring your money home. There's a land they are selling that we can build a home. And when they came back, they have some home to live in. And also when they get married, the man came to live in their home. With that, do you know that one day you and your husband is going to build another house? And maybe you can rent that one out. That's life. Nothing feels good when you also have something to give than always give me, and also always trying to correct from men. It doesn't work that way. We need to change our mindset, women. We need to make a living. I always say, if you don't have a job and if you don't have a job or you don't have a business doing, you don't have your own income, let me put it that way. Forget about relationship, forget about life, forget about marriage, because there's nothing that you're going to appreciate. Because you always think that if I have a job, I could have made this. And why don't you get a job before getting a relationship? Why don't you get a job before getting into that marriage? So that you can help the man to make a living. Easy as ABCD. Yes, it's easy. Okay, so your expectation is the man supposed to provide you everything, but at this century, it doesn't go that way. I provide this, you provide that. That's how we make a living. All right, so it's better you get a job or have your own salary, have your own income before being in marriage and being in a relationship, so that you have less expectation from that marriage. Your less expectation you have in that relationship or marriage, the better will do for you. Because the more you're expecting, the more depressed you're becoming. A lot of women are on depressing medication and high blood medication because they're expecting too much, they are thinking too much, they are worried too much, they are crying too much. Why would you be in the hands of the man you love and being crying every day and feel miserable and being stressed and being depressed and take depression medication? Because you married the wrong person, or you married with the wrong expectation, you married with a wrong mindset, thinking that marriage is going to do everything for you. But let me tell you, life is not as you see it. It's totally different. Okay? Life is different. Zina, thank you. It's been a long time. Hope all is well. Yes. Okay? Life is full of surprises. All right? So your expectation is sometimes need to be put aside, and let's put things together. Get a job. Have your own business. If you have a family member who can loan you money to start a business, try and do so. If you want to go back to school, there's so many ways that you can go back to school. Go to your city. You have a kid there. Go there and ask them, hey, Nana, do we have any fund that they can support me to go back to school, go back to college, go back to this and trade that? There's so many sponsors out there that you can also push it. Don't sit in your corner and expect miracles to happen. It doesn't happen that way. Miracle doesn't happen that way. So lower your expectation, make your marriage work, make your life better, and also have less expectations so that the marriage and the relationship can work, and also your life will be less stress and less depression. Enough of this depression medication. Now you can see a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old married woman taking depression medication. And my question is, why are you taking depression medication? Or were you misdiagnosed? They said, no, I've been depressed for a long time, so I went to see my doctor and they gave you medication. Are you kidding me? Nobody hold the key to your happiness. You do. So why are you taking depressing medication? Why you can make yourself happy? Hey, if you're a married woman and you have a job, if you see this beautiful shirt, just buy it. If you want a new phone, go and get it and stop waiting for your husband to change your phone for you. If you see this book, you want it, you buy it because you have money. If the children want something, buy it and tell, hey, sweetheart, I was in the town and I saw this and I buy it for them. Won't he be grateful? Yes, he will. So let's limit where our expectation. Our high expectation is killing our mindset. It's killing us. It's killing our marriage. It's killing our relationship. If relationships are not being last, because the longest relationship is a year, 2 years, and it's over. Why? Well, he's not what I thought he was. But my question is, what do you think he was then that you couldn't make it your own? No one is perfect. There's no perfection out there. I always say that if I leave my husband to another man, you are still going to be in another man's hands. So what is your problem? Okay? What is your problem? You're still going to be in another woman. It's still the women. And that's what people say, all men are the same, all women are the same. No. Make a man your own and make a woman your own. That is how it is all about. Life is full of surprises. Life is not about expectation. Don't look at TV or watch TV and think that, oh, well, people, this is how the telly thing is. When I see people watching this telly whatever, Nora, whatever, and when they go to marriage, especially the young fellows, they go to relationship or marriage and expect your head to be on his lap all the time and making love and talking sweet and everything. Let me tell you, if you don't go to work, how are you going to pay your bills? If you don't go to work, how are you going to put food on the table, man? Life is not what you see on TV. Life is not what you see as a movie. Life is what you face in it. I have friends who are Nigerians, and they always say life is the best teacher. And I always say that yes, it's not experience, it's life. What life has taught me, what I've learned about life, what I've noticed about life and everything has taught me a best